I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And then only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. All right, we here. What's popping? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Before we get into everything, I want to shout out to April because she told me to highlight Caleb's comment. He said, I got 15 matches in a day. Shout out to the online dating consultation. Respect to April and Locario. That's what I'm talking about. And for those who don't know, what he's talking about, let me pull this up real quick so that you guys can understand where to go. So for those who don't know what he's talking about, let me pull up on the screen right here, is for you guys to go to shoplocario.com and click right here to get the online dating consultation with myself and April. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you get that cracking. 15 matches in a day because of the consultation that myself and April have helped Caleb out with. And I just want you guys to understand as I scroll down, there are all 5-star ratings right here. All 5-star ratings right here at the side. All 5-star ratings. So if you guys are having issues on the online dating front, you feel what I'm saying? Make sure you hit us up at shoplocario.com, you feel what I'm saying, so that you can get that shit going. You feel me? So make sure you make that happen. Also, make sure that you guys go here. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Go to CunninghamElements.com to get the Masculine Identity Soap, get the Parfum, get the Shea Butter. Make sure you guys do that. Go to Masculine Identity. Go to CunninghamElements.com to get this shit cracking. But also, make sure you guys go to MasculineIdentityMembership.com to join the Masculine Identity membership so you can get on the Zoom calls with Miles every Monday. So make sure you do that. Also, make sure that you guys go to BadBoyMembership.com where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Are you saying the sound effects ain't working? Hold on, let me double check because this should be acting crazy. Hold on, let me see with the sounds and all that because this should be acting insane. Hold on, I don't know why this shit be acting crazy. Hold on, let me see something. Maybe is it that? Hold on, let me see let me make sure I got all this stuff ready. Hold on. Boom, boom. We try that. All right, let me know if you guys hear this. Can you guys hear this? Y'all can hear that? You said the mic was low? Okay, hold on, because I think I probably didn't have all the settings setting where it needed to set. You know what I'm saying? So let me get these settings right. Hold on. Let me check the settings. Make sure everything is good. Okay. All right, so everything's good now. All right, cool. Yeah, the settings is all crazy. So y'all can hear it. All right, there we go. So we back in business. All right, cool. That's perfect. So now, also make sure that you guys go to here. Make sure you guys go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario. Go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario. So you guys can get on the Patreon. And right after the show, I'm about to drop the new Patreon, Bad Boy membership. I mean, not Bad Boy membership, Bad Boy show. We were talking about how it's important to manage women. So that's going to be dropping right after this show. So make sure you guys join the Patreon. We do current events and we drop heavy game on the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody in the chat. Guys, the call-in number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. So let me shout out to everybody. Shout out to my lovely lady, April MC, in the building. Shout out to Studio Horror Music. Shout out to Duke Alex, Captain Caleb in the building, Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. Omar is in the building, Martavius, Jaybird Got Game, was good, Dax a Million, Monogamous Player up in here. Shout out to you. Who else we got up in here? Shout out to Call Me Jay in the building. Mikey Pista, what's going on? Shout out to you, Mike Chain in the building. Unique 79 in the building. Corey 2S is up in here. Appreciate you, man. Blastomatic in the building. Who else we got up in here? Shout out to Joseph, June Sports. Who else? GV1773 was popping with you. Who else we got up in here? Shout out to Pyrustin, what's going on with your man? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Ephosis here. What's going on? The God, the King, was popping. D's Nuts in the building, pause, and Prince Adam in the building. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about why being fake, right, makes women instantly lose interest. We're going to go into that today. And if you guys want to call up, call the number 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. Remember, $10 per question, $20 per story. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that and get that cracking. Phone lines are open so we can make that go down. You feel what I'm saying? So let's get into this topic. So why being fake makes women instantly lose interest in you. I'm going to tell you 3 things that you should never do when it comes to you dealing with women, right? Now, what a lot of guys do is they think that being fake, or let me explain what being fake is just really you not truly 100% being yourself. That's what being fake is. So anytime when you're trying to do anything, right, to display yourself as something you're not, or you're trying to pretend to be somebody, you're acting a certain way in order to get women to like you and to be attracted to you, that's you being fake. Now, the reason why it makes women instantly lose interest is because what happens is that if you attract the woman being fake, what happens is the real you is going to come out. You understand? Sooner than later, because you have no choice but the real you to come out. So when the real you comes out, she's going to see the real you, and the real you is not going to be who you were faking, in the first place, right? So she's going to instantly lose, interest, because what she was interested in, if she was interested in at all, was what you were portraying, the fake you, right? And so this is why it's important to make sure that you are not being fake in the first place. But also remember, when you're being fake, it's because you don't think who you really are is attractive. You don't think who you really are is worth anything. And then so by you being fake, you say, well, the fake person, the persona that I'm trying to put on, that's not really me. Maybe if I do this and say this and act this way, then I'll be more likable, more desirable, and then I'll make certain things happen. See, the problem is that when you are pretending to be something you're not, right, you can attract, but what you attract is not actually for you because you're not being you, right? So you'll attract women, but then quickly things are going to fall by the wayside. Why? Because you're not actually being who you are. See, the thing is that when you're interacting with women, there has to be consistency. When you are being fake, you are going to be inconsistent automatically because the real you is going to pop out at some point, which is going to make that situation inconsistent. You see what I'm saying? But see, a lot of guys, unfortunately, they think that being inconsistent, is not a big deal. Oh, well, it's whatever. At least if I get to hit, it's all good. If I get to go on that date with her, it's all good. If I get that number, it's all good, right? So a lot of guys try to do shit to acquire surface level things. But then what happens is that when you're out here doing what you do and you're being fake, then the problem is that you're not going to be able to make shit happen long term, and in a lot of cases short term, because she's going to see that you're a fraud, right? So the thing is that you want to make sure that you're being real, because the fact that you are being fake, you're telling yourself who you really are isn't interesting, isn't attractive, isn't the type of guy who women would like or women would be attracted to. Right. So the thing is that you have to stop being scared to be fake, and you have to embrace who you actually are. Right now, what I want to do is I want to pull up this video of these pickup artist guys, because they love to fake it till you make it type shit, right? But let me do this real quick so I can get it like that. Let me get it like that real quick. Let me pull this up so we can do this. So this is from Playing with Fire's channel, Alex's channel. So I stumbled upon this video. And I just thought it was hilarious because they love talking about me in their live streams, but I'm not gonna go to the parts where they're talking about me. But I wanted to show this one part in particular, because they had a guy asking, like, could a Indian guy train himself to, act a certain way and have a Spanish accent and do all this other weird shit in order to get results with women? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this clip, and then I'm going to break down what's going on here. So check this out.
I think at a certain point, it's really beneficial to just, whatever cards you were dealt in life, literally think it's the fucking shit. Like, I had this one client in Texas, and he was Indian, and he just like fully embodied being Indian. Like, he'd wear the fucking turban, he'd pull girls, he'd bang them, he'd pull them for chai, which is like the Indian tea, and then he would bang them listening to like Bollywood music and shit like this or whatever.
La 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 la.
I think at a certain point, if you're the thing is, if you adapt to a certain culture a bit, of course that's good. Like, if you're in a place where there's a lot of Latinos and you adapt to.
So he's saying first that he had a client who was Indian, and he was immersed in, how he does things as an Indian, and then, bring chicks along, and he was getting shit popping, which is absolutely what you should do. You understand what I'm saying? That's exactly what you should do. Right. The problem is, he said these guys are racist. But the problem is that a lot of guys, what they do is that they feel like they have to switch up for women, or switch up in order to be attractive, and they're going to be talking about that in a second. But let's continue.
The culture, but you look some words, etc. I think that's good. I think what's not good is you being ashamed of a part of who you are because of a stereotype or something like that. Like, dude, I'm proud to be white. I'm proud to be like German background, Polish background, some English in there. I'm proud to be who I am. I think it's fucking awesome. I love the history of my people. And I think every single person listening to this, your race, your ethnicity, your background, who you are, you should embrace it 100%, like quadruple down on it, because you can't fucking change it, dude. And shame is the most disempowering place to be in. So yeah, if you're Indian, own it. If you're Latino, own it. If you're Asian, own it, whatever.
And see, all of that is good stuff. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to own it and love yourself and be who you are. Right. But now we're going to get into some other shit. I don't want you to pay attention to what they're about to say.
Well, I've got a question for you, because I 90% agree with this. Like, if you had a guy that was short and he was like, bro, should I wear these shoes that add like X amount, like a couple of inches to my height? Would you tell him like you need to own being short and not to do it? Or would you be okay with him wearing the like high shoes?
Well, I would say there's a strategic advantage to doing certain things. And if you don't let it, I think it's kind of like your relationship to yourself about it. Like me, I'm pretty pragmatic with things without them like necessarily taking away from my identity. So like I can be pretty strategic without it being like, oh, I'm doing this because I'm not enough. But if you said, you know what, I'm doing this because I think it'll give me an opportunity. It's more strategic to meet a type of girl that I'd like, and then if she likes me for me and she knows that my true height and it's all good, then that's fine. But I think
See now what's messed up is that he basically contradicted what he just said. He said, if you're a certain ethnicity, you're a certain type of guy, embrace it, own it. Then Marcus says, so if a guy was short, would you tell him, hey, wear some things to make yourself taller? And now he's like, well, I guess if it's like a strategic thing to get girls to be attracted to you, then I don't think it's a big deal, because then if that's going to make it happen, then it'll make it happen easier for you. And then he flips it and says, well, if she ends up liking you for your regular height, right? So now in one instance, he's saying, you know, love who you are. But in the next instance, he's saying, you know, wear these shoes to make you taller, so that's a strategic way to attract. See, that's a contradiction, because if you're telling a person to own who they are, why are you telling them to put on shoes that's going to make them look taller? You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Jussie. He said, are these motherfuckers talking about lying to little girls? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So why would you in one breath say, you know, hey, embrace who you are, love who you are, understand who you are, own it. But then in the next thing, you're saying, well, put on these shoes to make you taller than your peer to attract women. Crazy, but let's continue.
I think, yeah, I think it's okay to like Casey said, it's like those little gray area things. Like if you nudge things 5-10%, everyone fucking does that. I don't think it's a huge deal.
So he's saying it's okay if you kind of nudge things just a little, like it's a little bit, just 5-10%. Like, listen, you know, it's okay that you don't want to be 100% yourself. Just, you know, you can nudge it, exaggerate it a little bit, you know, just do a little. No, I thought we were talking about embracing who we are, owning it, and being that man. Then on the flip side, it's like, well, you know, if you know, I'm short, maybe I should pretend to be taller, you know, just nudge it a little bit. You know, on my dating profile, I'm going to put 6 feet, even though I'm 5'10", right? And this is what a lot of guys do, because they're trying to fake who they are in order to attract women. But let's continue.
I think it's a separation between an inner game and outer game, right? So there's the inner game aspect of celebrating your ethnicity, etc., not letting it hold you back. But I think obviously there are tactically better outer game decisions. You know, I don't approach fucking white girls speaking Chinese. You know, I don't fucking start playing the communist Chinese songs. I mean, they're specific. Yeah,
but Mike,
I mean, I love being Asian.
When I play the Chinese national anthem, you get pumped, okay, dude? I know.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but I'm not going to open like that. I mean, there's still strategically better decisions, right? So I think there's a way to separate it. I don't know if wearing turban is like, if he was a confident Indian guy but didn't wear a turban, he'd probably still be successful, right?
Well, yeah, but he's
doing that despite. So he's good enough where he can still get girls despite that.
Yeah.
But see, and this is the issue. A lot of these guys, what happens is they look at certain things as a detriment, right? And, you know, like, for example, they're like, well, if he's Indian and he's wearing a turban, he shouldn't wear that because he has to fit in with, you know, Western society. And then, you know, girls aren't going to like him because they're going to look at him like some weird Indian dude. And so a lot of these dudes, low key, right? They basically they got self-esteem issues, and then they project that onto the guys that they're teaching. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, well, you're an Indian guy, so make sure that you don't talk this way. Make sure you don't wear this so you don't look so Indian. You know, we don't want you to look too Indian, because then that's gonna, mess up your chances with these white women, right? You know, Mike's like, well, I'm not gonna go up and talk Chinese to some white woman. Well, the thing is, if you're in a situation where you're talking to a woman who knows English, of course you're not going to talk Chinese because she's not going to know what the fuck you're saying. That's more of a practical thing. You feel what I'm saying? But what happens is that these guys have this idea that you have to switch it up, or you should switch it up to basically win favor with women, instead of understanding who you actually are, loving who you are, and attracting what's for you. But let's continue.
Yeah, I think
also
what
think there is something interesting about dating someone who's just fully embodies themselves and their culture. It's kind of like a very unique experience to have, right? Like when you
it's
go and
nice
fuck
to
an indigenous
say.
girl, and like I went to El Salvador, fucked this like indigenous girl on this like farm. I had to get a 4x4 fucking truck to get to her place. I went there. I crossed a river in a truck, dude. and then I fucked.
Side note, he said he crossed the river in a truck to get to her. Why can't y'all let the women come to y'all? Why can't you say, hey, I'm here, come to me? You understand? But that's a whole nother thing. But let's continue.
In like this like indigenous jungle. It's like, there's a very interesting experience you can have doing that. Anyway,
my God.
We're getting off track.
But that's very different. Yeah, it's very different. Like no girl is thinking like, what an interesting experience to like fuck this Indian guy. Like, wow, I what a unique cultural experience I just had. Like, I think I like the idea of separating it, like Mike said. So you don't want to be shameful about, your race or being short. I think it's cool to embrace that and think like, yeah, this is who I am. Like maybe there's certain aspects that aren't attracted to women. That's cool. I like who I am. And on an outwardly gain perspective and pragmatic way, yeah, I'm going to wear some things that make me look a bit taller. I'm maybe going to fix up my accent so I don't sound like your tech support guy, right? I might have a little bit of an American accent if you live in America.
So Marcus is like, yeah, I'm going to do, wear things to make me look taller. I'm going to switch up my accent to make me sound a certain type of way to these people. This is sad. See, grown men trying to look taller and talk in a different way than how they actually talk to try to attract women. See, this is what I talk about when I try to get you guys to understand game. See, these dudes are like, well, I'm going to fix myself in a certain way to appease versus embracing who I am and then attracting what's for me. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see what else they saw.
I think these are good steps to actually become more attractive without having all that shame as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Well said.
And also it's best if they want to also meet people outside of their culture and outside their race. But a lot of them actually end up like with girls in their own race, which is I think is honestly kind of like the best, because that cultural familiarity is actually like really helpful for relationships long term. They have like less relationship friction. But whatever, everyone has different goals. So
yeah, I just want to comment this.
All right, so that's all that I wanted to show for that part. You know what I'm saying? Sad, so sad. But this is what happens when you don't have game and you're trying to appease women because you chase pussy. This is the type of things that you'll do, right? So now let's let's get into the the 3 things that you should never do when it comes to you interacting with these women, with all this fake shit. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get into this stuff. And guys, if you want to call up, the calling number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. So make sure you guys call up and get that shit cracking. All right. So let's jump into this. So this is in no order of importance, right? But the first thing that you should never do is you should never try to alter or fake your appearance. You should never try to alter or fake your appearance. So what does that mean? That means what we were just talking about, where they're talking about, oh, I should, like wear these shoes that's going to make me 3 inches taller, right? See, it's not like you're wearing shoes that make you 3 inches taller because you like wearing those shoes and you just like how they look and they're part of your outfit and it just happens to make you 3 inches taller. But if you're saying I'm specifically getting this type of shoe to make me 3 inches taller so that women will think I'm taller, that's going to be an issue. Because what happens is that at some point you're going to have to take the fucking shoes off, right? So again, the real you will be revealed. You're not going to be chilling with the girl and fucking her with your shoes on and wearing shoes the entire time you're dealing with this woman, right? So at some point you're going to have to take the shoes off and then she will see your real height, right? So guys will fake it. They'll go on these dating apps. They'll put their a different height, right? They'll alter their pictures by using, like AI pictures. Cause like even in this video, in the beginning, they were talking about one of their clients and they told them to use AI pictures and shit. So dudes are using pictures that are not necessarily like them or look like them. Now, it's one thing for you to, touch up your pictures to make it look nice. That's fine. But the problem is that a lot of guys try to alter how they look, like how women will do, right? To attract women. So they'll fake their appearance, right? They'll fake it by trying to be taller, right? They'll fake it by online trying to, portray a certain thing. And that's going to always backfire. You understand what I'm saying? So what you guys want to understand is that, like, for example, y'all dudes do not like when women catfish y'all. I already know. So you on a dating app, you see a girl and you think she's hot, y'all match, you set up a date or some shit, right? Or you might get on the FaceTime, whatever it is. But once you actually encounter that woman, you're going to see how she really looks. And then when she's 20 pounds heavier than her pictures, or she looks different, you feel some type of way. Why? Because you was catfished. So do you think her faking how she looks is going to help, or is it going to make it worse? The same thing happens when you guys are doing it on the opposite end when you're dealing with women. If you're faking your appearance, right, you're going to be found out. You're going to, the real you is going to come out. So what the fuck is the point of doing all of that shit? You see what I'm saying? See, what a lot of these guys try to do is they try to fake it as much as they can to the point where they can get pussy. You understand what I'm saying? So they're like, well, if I can, make her think I'm tall, and then by the time she's at my house and we're in the bed and we're about to fuck, then maybe I get to fuck her and she doesn't realize that I'm actually not 6 feet. I'm only 5'9". You understand what I'm saying? And so this is what a lot of these guys will do. And they do this because they have low self-esteem. So you guys have to get out of that mindset of trying to fake your shit. And, somebody's trying to call, but call back, whoever that was, 757, call back. But that's what happens. A lot of dudes love to fake their shit because they don't think who they really are is, desirable. It just is what it is. So that's number one. Never try to alter your appearance and portray yourself in a way that's not actually you. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to do that in pictures. You don't want to do that with your height. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to do none of that shit because that's going to be a complete waste of time. Because once the woman sees you in person, like let's say you're doing it on a dating app, once she sees you in person, you're like, this nigga do not look like, how he looks in his pictures. Or wait a second, this guy isn't as tall as he said because now he got his shoes off. He's short. What the fuck is this? Right? So it's better to be who you are and attract what's for you. Now, the second thing you should never do is you should never try to fit into society or try to fit into her world. Okay? So never try to fit into society or try to fit into her world. All right, let me get this call real quick and I'm gonna get back to that. 757, what's poppin'? Who this?
Yeah, this is Jay Swayze, 42.
What's going on?
Virginia.
What up?
And I sent it to Miles.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I got a question that's kind of like off topic, but my question is, when you talking to a girl and she's talking really fast, like you trying to have a conversation, but she's talking a lot. She's, like it seems like she's kind of nervous when she's talking to you. Is that a sign of the girl, like she likes you? Is that like a little subtle sign of she liking you when she just like really talkative? Like it sounds like she's nervous in a way.
So give me an example. Give me a context.
Okay, well, it was two occasions. One, I took a girl on a date, and the next one, I just got off the phone with a girl right now. But the one I just got off the phone with, as soon as I said, what's up? And she was like, hey, look, so I'm just trying to see what you got going on next weekend so that I can take you out. And as soon as I said next weekend, she's like, well, I got a lot of things going on. I got this, I got that. I just moved into this place. Like she just started doing a lot of rambling. And I'm like, well, just calm down. That's all future stuff. I don't even know if we're going to make it there. I'm like, I'm trying to see what's going on just for like this weekend. And so she's like, well, I don't know how to check my schedule. And then I guess she had a schedule with her and she checked it. And then she's like, okay, yeah, well, I get off at that like 10 o'clock. I said, cool, I can set something up 10 o'clock. I just have to hit you back later to see what I got going on too. And so what happened was when I said that, she was like, oh, well, I don't drive. I had an accident. She just started rambling about how she don't drive. She had an accident. So she could drive, but I don't drive. But, I had his ex who had a car and, he being kind of petty. And then, I'm like, look, man, I don't care about none of that. I said, matter of fact, let me call you back. And that's when I call you.
Wait, and so where did you meet this woman?
It was one of my deliveries because I do truck driving, so I go everywhere. And it was one of my deliveries. And just basically told her, let me get your number so I'll get you up later and plan something. Because she was busy. I had to go to my next stop. So that's where I met her from, like one of my routes.
Okay. So the thing is, right, is from what you're saying, it's not that she's nervous and rambling, is that she's not actually interested. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Because if you're trying to set a date, the girl will just be like, oh yeah, I'm free, I'm down or whatever. Or she might be like, oh, I'm not free that day, but I'm free this other day and we could probably do it then. Are you free? Like y'all would just be talking about that. You see what I'm saying? So she's not interested because she's not actually talking about the task at hand. She's just rambling and doing all this other stuff just to get more of your attention. You see what I'm saying? So remember, you guys got to understand that women hardly ever turn attention down. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why you have to decipher based on how she's responding to you, if she's actually down or not. And if she was down, the conversation would have been about actually getting together. It wouldn't have been about rambling about some other shit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that do. And the thing is, like I had the situation about the girl at the date. It was the same kind of rambling, but I set the date up and she did come to the date. So no, I hear you when you say, she's not interested, but she was doing the same type of rambling in that way too, but she actually came. So I'm trying to.
So which woman came to, you said the other girl came to the date?
Yeah, I had two situations. One that I took it on a date and then one I just got off the phone with. The one I just got off the phone with is the one I was telling you right now.
Right. So what happened with the girl on the date?
That girl on the date, she, it was through, what was it? Bumble? Yeah, it was through Bumble. It was a while ago, but it was through Bumble. And I asked her the same thing, when you free, and she, hit me back saying she free this day. It was a Saturday. And I said, cool, well, then I'm gonna set enough for Saturday. Come meet me at the Starbucks. Let's have a little, Starbucks drink and let's conversate.
Okay.
And she like, yeah, that sounds good. She said, but I'm the type of girl where it's like, I like to, talk first on the phone and all that stuff. And I was like, I'm not doing the talking on the phone. I said, but you can meet me.
All right. So wait. So did y'all end up meeting?
But she came to the date. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right. So then what happened? Y'all met for the date, and what happened?
Okay. She came to the date. I went there early. Obviously, she came inside. She hugged me. I hugged her. We sat down. As I'm sitting up beside her, she just started talking like, I never been on this side of town before, and it was kind of far, traffic and everything. I said, it's all good. It's 3:00 in the afternoon. It's how it is. I said, but for real, I'm glad you made it because, I didn't want you to be a catfish or anything. Now that I'm looking at you right now, you're even more sexy in person than you was online. So I'm trying to like talk to her like that and stuff. She like start, I guess like smiling and stuff like that. And then she went to saying something about how she's trying to get married and she used to be married. But now she's not, but she's trying to find marriage. And I just told her, like, look, I ain't trying to do no marriage stuff. I ain't trying to do none of
that. Okay. And then, so what happened when you said all that? You ain't trying to do none of that shit?
Yeah. So when I told her, I said, look, I ain't trying to do no marriage. I said, I'll be on the road a lot. I'm really just trying to find some consistency so when I'm home, we can do our thing. And she's like, yeah, that sounds good. I don't have no problem with that. She said, but I'm and she got like, she was like really rambling. Then she got up and said, I got to use the bathroom. So she goes to the bathroom. I'm just sitting there just chilling until she came back. She came back and she was like, I don't know. What she say? She said, I don't know. No, she said, why is it that you don't want to get married? And I was just like,
okay.
But I was like, I said, that's something that I don't want to do. Like, I personally don't want to do. I said, if that's what you want to do, you need to go out there and find the guy for you. And I said, we probably going to have to go ahead and just end this whole date right here. And so she looked like her face, like she was like really sad. Like the woman almost like she was crying. But I got up, walked her to a car and everything. And she got in the car and I noticed her car. I'm like, damn, somebody dented your car. And what happened right here? And she was like, my son, something. And then as I'm turning back to her, she gets out the car and gives me a kiss. And then she gets back in the car and drive away. So I was thrown off by that, but it was the whole rambling. It was the whole just talking, man.
So wait, caller. So let me ask you a question. What's the difference between her and the other girl? It's the same thing.
It's no different.
That's what I'm saying.
Just one showed up to a date and the other one.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Okay. Both of them weren't interested. Does that make sense? Like they both, so it's not about them rambling because they're nervous. Those chicks, so that's why I asked you what was actually going on in the situation. This had nothing to do with them rambling. This had nothing to do with them being nervous. They just both weren't interested.
So a girl will still come on a date even if she, yes, she will. I'm tripping. Never mind.
Yes, you already know this, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Women, this is what I said. Women rarely turn down attention. So in both situations, the women were just using you for attention. But see, this is the thing. The girl, you actually wasted time going on a date with the girl. Because remember, when you first matched with her, what did she say? She said, "Oh, I like to talk more" and all that other bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time in those cases, either the girl's an attention whore or she's not highly interested in you, which is why she needs to talk more. Just like, so this girl, the second girl you went on a date with, right? What happened is she went on a date for the attention, but she wasn't interested. Just like the other girl where you met on your route and you got exchange information. She was interested in the attention of you calling her and y'all talking, but she was not really interested in making anything happen. So what I'm saying is you got to pay more attention to when a woman is showing you consistent cooperation throughout the entire interaction. So the first girl you was talking about off the girl that you met on your route, she wasn't giving you consistent cooperation because what happens is that y'all exchange information, but when you were hitting her up to try to set something up, she was all over the place talking about everything else besides getting together. Then the second chick, before y'all actually met, she gave you resistance. You see what I'm saying? So the resistance already told you she wasn't about it. Then when you're on a date, she's asking you about marriage, which means she's not there because she's actually interested in you. She's there because she has the agenda of marriage, and her agenda of marriage is more important than you. You understand what I'm saying? That's why she kept asking you about marriage, because check this out. If she was actually sexually attracted to you, she could still want to get married someday, but she might say, you know what? Even though I want marriage, this guy is sexy. I want to fuck this guy. So I'm not even going to bring up marriage to this dude. You see what I'm saying?
And that's, I feel you, man. And you know what's funny too, because, after I told about the whole catfish thing and about, you look better than you did on the thing, you look better in person. And I told her, I'm sitting there looking at her and I look down at her lips And I say, look, man, you got some pretty pink lips. And then I said, at least the ones I can see right now.
Mm.
And then she said, oh, those are pretty down there too. And that's when I was like, yeah, I'm trying to, find it out as soon as we leave here. And then that's when she started talking about the marriage and all that. I'm like, yo, what's going on, man?
That's what I'm saying. But remember, that happened. Like you shouldn't even be shocked about that. Her bringing that up is directly correlated to the resistance she had of you in the first situation before y'all even met. That's what I'm saying. All of it is connected. This is why y'all have to pay attention. You see what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention.
No, I got you, man. I got you. It was just tripped out because I was thinking like the rambling and changing subjects. Like, is that like a nervous? Like they nervous to talk to you? It wasn't instantly. Like
that's what I'm saying. All of that nervousness and them rambling is irrelevant to the underlying meaning of the situation, which was they weren't interested. And the way that you know that they weren't interested is because they were not cooperating on a consistent basis. It's really that simple. So the nervousness, that's a whole nother topic. That has nothing to do with these two situations. You see what I'm saying? Because a girl can ramble all she want as long as she is following directions. So if I tell a girl, hey, when are you free this week to get a drink or whatever? She could be rambling all she wants as long as she tells me when she's free. And then I say, okay, cool, meet me at so-and-so, Friday, 8:00. And she could be rambling and within that ramble, she says, oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna definitely meet you there. So she could be rambling all day as long as she's actually doing the thing. In this situation, you had the women rambling, but they weren't doing the thing. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Yeah, because I've been listening, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm 42 years old, man. I've been listening to y'all guys for like, a couple of years and everything. And I know that you say, go ahead, start the sexual energy like ASAP. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I was pushing that ASAP because like you say, you don't waste no time. But I technically wasted time because when she was writing me on Bumble, I should already knew it was going to be going sideways.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. The behaviors will tell you everything. Don't try to second guess the behavior. That's what I keep trying to tell you. I know y'all be like hoping and praying and wishing and you're like, damn, I mean, I know she giving me resistance, but maybe if she come through, then no, she's already showing you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's already showing you. That's all I'm saying. Because what you could have did too is, let's say if, she's giving you that, can we talk more, blah, 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 blah. You'd be like, listen, I ain't trying to do all that talking, but here's my number. If you change your mind about getting together to hook up or do whatever you're trying to do, then that could work. But so then you don't have to waste time going out, meeting her to get coffee, doing all that other extra shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, caller. Well, I appreciate the call, fam. All right, I'm out at you, man. Peace. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, you have to pay attention to what these chicks are saying. You got to pay attention to how they're responding to you. That'll tell you everything, so you don't waste your time. But the PUAs is like, man, he should have passed her shit test and push through her resistance, bro. What are you doing? You're supposed to push through her last minute resistance, man. Come on, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, that's crazy. But guys, call up 844-672-7300. Now, what I was saying before is what I was talking about, trying not to fit into society or her world. Is like what they were saying on a video. They were like, well, if you're this Indian guy, you should try to talk this way. Or if you're this dude, you should try to fit into what the society is saying and doing, right? And the problem with that is that what you're doing is that you as a man, you are submitting to her and you're submitting to society. You understand? And so when you do that, what you do is that you start acting fake. You're not really being you. You understand what I'm saying? You're not really being you. And the problem is that a lot of guys do this all the time where they're like, oh, well, this chick is, she's into like this thing. So let me acclimate myself to this thing she's into, or she might like this. So I'm going to, talk this way or act this way. Or she comes from this neighborhood. It's like dudes want to switch themselves up in order to attract the women or to get the woman instead of just being themselves and then having the woman gravitate to them and fuck with them how they are. You understand? Because this is said, can we talk more? No, you haven't earned that yet. Exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact. Exactly. That's that self-hate shit. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But again, dudes, because when dudes are on this pickup artist stuff, what they do is they're so concerned just with getting sex. So their main concern is, oh, well, let me do whatever I need to do in order to get the pussy. And that's where dudes fuck up. So you don't want to try to, fit into what society is saying and trying to, go on her terms or, go into her world and figure out what she likes and become that and all this other stupid shit. That's all fake. That's not real. Because what makes a woman attracted to you is her being able to experience who you actually are because she wants to be a part of your world. So how can she be a part of your world when you're trying to be a part of her world? How can she be a part of your world when you're adhering to what society is telling you you need to be in order to be attractive? That's why I tell you guys, go to masculineidentitymembership.com so you can understand your masculine identity and stop faking and being and trying to be what society is telling you. Now, the third thing that you should never do is you should never, ever, ever try to mimic what other men are doing. Never, ever try to mimic what other men are doing. You see what I'm saying? And so, for example, with this whole looks maxing thing, a lot of these looks maxers are trying to mimic what other, let me get my jawline this way. Let me start doing some jaw exercises and hitting my face and, making my skin look like they're trying to do what other men are doing. Or they see guys getting like a fancy car, flashing money around. Oh, let me pretend to be these guys and act like I have a lot of money or get a lot of money to try to be like these guys. Let me dress like these guys, right? Let me talk like these guys. You understand? They're like, oh, I see that guy getting girls. Let me mimic what he's doing and try to be like him. Just like when we tell you guys, like, y'all guys will steal shit that we say and then just say it to a chick. And it's like, that's not real. That's not coming from you. That's fake. Because even if you say what we say and then the girl is attracted to what you said, you can't follow it up. You understand? You can't follow it up. And you can't follow it up because it's not coming from you. And because it's not coming from you and you can't follow it up, then what's going to happen is that she's going to see that you're inconsistent. You see what I'm saying? And so that inconsistency is the thing that makes you unattractive. You see how that works? So the thing is that you want to make sure that you are adhering to who you are. The problem is that when you have such low self-esteem, you don't like who you are. And that's why you're trying to be fake. That's why you're chasing women. You understand? That's why you're trying to be what you think you should be in order to be attractive instead of being who you are to be attractive. It's terrible. I'm telling you. It's not a good thing. So I'm telling you guys, you gotta be you. Just stop faking the funk. Stop pretending to be what you're not. You understand? That shit is not attractive. That shit holds no weight. You understand? Because this is the thing. A lot of guys watch shit on the internet and they hear all this nonsense about you got to have money and status. And if you have money and status or you look this way, then girls are going to want you and so forth and so on. So dudes are like, well, I don't have enough money, so let me get more money or pretend I have money so that women will like me. Let me pretend I have status so women will like me. You understand what I'm saying? And so what happens is that when you do that, when you are pretending and acting like something you're not, right? The women you attract are not there for you. They're there for who you're pretending to be. and you can't keep it up. So because you can't keep it up, you're going to expose yourself. When you expose yourself, you're going to lose the chick. The chick ain't going, she's not going to want to fuck with you. You understand what I'm saying? But let me see what some of these questions are saying real quick. Let me see where we at. It says, so the answer would be to be yourself, but continue to add to yourself as you move along through life day to day. Well, this is the thing. It's you being yourself by dropping all of the bullshit that you're pretending to be, by dropping all the things that you think you have to be in order to be attractive, right? It's about seeing yourself and seeing what make, because this is the thing. Let me explain how deep the game is, right? See, in order for you, for example, to attract more women, right? You would first need to understand what makes you attractive. Follow what I'm saying here. In order for you to attract more women, you would actually have to figure out what makes you attractive. And so what happens is you figure out what makes you attractive when you're actually being yourself. Because when you're being yourself, you're going to attract women. And then when you are attracting women being yourself, guess what's going to happen? Women are going to tell you and show you why they're attracted to you. And then when you realize, oh shit, I noticed that, when I talk to these women and I interact with these women, women gravitate to me because of A, B, and C, right? So now I know that women are attracted to me because of A, B, and C, and I see the pattern, right? Understanding patterns. Let me show you guys the thing that you can get on badboymembership.com. Understanding patterns, how to predict your outcomes with women. You feel what I'm saying? You start to see the pattern of why the women are attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? But if you're faking who you are, the women who are attracted to you are attracted to you based on that fake shit that you're putting out. So then you never understand why women would actually be attracted to who you really are. You're wasting all the time. You're wasting time because you're not taking time to figure out what makes you attractive. You understand? To actually attract the women who are really attracted to you. But this is what a lot of guys will do and say. They'll be like, but Locario, I want the 8s, 9s, and 10s, bro. I want the really hot chicks, bro. Right? So I feel like I have to act like I have more money or pretend I'm taller than I am to get the really hot chicks, because the really hot chicks only want the guys who are 6'5", and they only want guys who are making 6 and 7 figures. So I have to pretend and fake to get the really hot chicks, bro. What are you talking about? See, the problem with those guys and their thinking is they've never actually taken time to be themselves and love themselves to actually see the type of women who would be attracted to them. So how the fuck do they know? See, they know they're thinking based on what they saw on the internet, right? They're looking at all the statistics that these losers talk about. They look at all these goofy videos of niggas who don't got game, and they're like, oh, well, they said that statistically women want this and want that. But so these guys are like, well, I'm not that or this, what they say. So therefore I have to fake it. You understand what I'm saying? So now what happens is that these niggas never actually spent time being themselves to see the women that would like who they actually are. Isn't that crazy? Now, let's just put on our thinking caps for a second. Let's just act like or pretend we're smart just for 2 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? Just for 2 minutes. Let's just pretend we're smart for 2 minutes, right? Now, are you trying to tell me that you think that with the billions of women on this planet, you can't find, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, I don't know, let's be a little more ambitious. 3, you're trying to tell me you can't find 3 women who will actually be really, really attracted to you. Three hot women. 3 women you would consider hot. You're trying to tell me you can't find 3 women you consider hot that would actually be attracted to who you are? Are you insane? Like, come on, this is ridiculous. 3 out of billions of women. You trying to tell me you can't find at least 3 hot women out of billions of women that would actually want to fuck with you? Matter of fact, let's take that down, because I know they're gonna be like, well, Locario, billions of women aren't hot. Let's take it down. So let's say 20 million women. You trying to tell me 20 million hot women out here and you can't find 3 that would be attracted to you? Just 3. But see, you have to spend time being you instead of wasting time trying to be someone else. Like, I don't understand. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. This is, are there ever instances when you can shorten the vetting process with a woman less than a year? If, for example, you're finding out everything you would have needed to know early. The answer is no, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why the answer is no is because you're asking the question. You understand? So, if you're asking the question, the answer is no for you. Now, if your game was on point, then you would have certain information and knowledge that you wouldn't necessarily probably have to vet her for that long. You still got to vet her, but you have a certain particular type of understanding about yourself and interacting with women. But the thing is that if you're asking this question, then the answer for you is no. You understand what I'm saying? Because the thing is that if you had the game to really understand yourself and understand women in this situation, right, then you wouldn't have to answer the question. You wouldn't have to ask the question. You see what I'm saying? And think about this. You're talking about, follow what you're saying. You're saying, can you shorten the vetting process? What does that mean? That means that you're trying to rush into a relationship. What does that mean? That means that you're needy for a relationship. What does that mean? That means you're looking for validation through the relationship. What does that mean? That means that you are insecure and don't have any sense of self-worth, which is why you're trying to rush the process to get the girl there. Because you feel like you need the girl to be there, or you need the girl to be your girlfriend or in a relationship with you to fill a void. See, this is what you guys got to understand about the vetting process, right? The vetting process is not designed for you to like, I should say this, because I gotta rewind just a little bit, right? See, when you have game, you understand that a woman being your girlfriend, wife, or in any like type of serious type of relationship, you understand that it's a position. See, when you ask questions like this, you're going based on an emotional thing. You're thinking about relationships in an emotional aspect. Women think about relationships in an emotional aspect. Why? Because the woman doesn't have to think like a man, because a man has to think in leadership terms. He has to think practical. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, for example, and I don't like to compare women to kids, but I'm just saying, it's like, let's say you have a son or a daughter, and the son or daughter wants some type of, toy when they're younger, or let's say they're teenage age and young adult, and they want a certain type of car that costs a lot of money. So on an emotional level, they're like, I want that car. I want that thing. You as the parent are like, well, wait a second. Is this in the budget? Can we afford this? If we get this car, can we, pay the insurance? Can we, you got to think about all these other things. They're just thinking, I want the car. You understand? You have to think about other things that come with getting that car. So the same thing happens in a relationship. The woman is thinking, I want a relationship. I want a boyfriend. I want a husband. I'm dating with intentions. I want to, get married. I want kids. Right? But you're thinking, shit, wait a second. So if we do get married, how much is that going to cost? If we have kids, where we live in, the price of the house, you got to think of all the other shit she's not thinking about. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys, when you're thinking emotionally, you're taking out the aspect of you being a leader and having to think practically about the actual situation. That's why a lot of you guys have issues in relationships, because you look at women as your partner. You start feeling about the relationship like how she feels about the relationship, right? You're thinking about this in a emotional aspect, and you're not thinking practically. You understand? So when you're like, hey, can I rush this process of having a girlfriend? No. You understand what I'm saying? So, see, the woman has to prove that she's worth being in the position of girlfriend or wife. It's a position. You understand what I'm saying? See, when you look at this shit as just for play, then this is where a lot of problems come in. You see what I'm saying? When you are looking at relationships like how a woman looks at relationships, you're always going to have problems. This is why you're not supposed to call your girl my partner like a bitch. Like this, that's crazy. What partner? She don't have to think about the things I got to think about. You see what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about this partner shit? No. There's things you have to think about that the woman doesn't have to think about. And that's why she can afford to be like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this to go this way, I want to be, because she's just resting in her femininity as she is under your leadership. But in order for you to have leadership, you have to have a structure. And in order for that structure to run smoothly, in order for things to happen smoothly under that structure, you got to be the one to be practical. You can't just do things based on emotion. You can't just be rushing into shit. This is why when guys get all emotional when they about to fuck a chick and they just fuck the girl raw, they get the chick pregnant and now they stuck with some crazy woman and they, oh, my baby mama ain't shit. No, you ain't shit, nigga, because you was emotional in the situation. You were emotional in your decision making. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why you fucked up in the game. That is exactly why you're fucked up in the game. It's that simple. Let me answer a few more of these questions and we're going to wrap it up. Because everyone in the UK trying to talk white and shit, it's cringe as fuck because you can tell these motherfuckers haven't ever read a book but trying to talk sophisticated. Oh, hilarious. It says, what are the top reasons you should charge a woman because you messed up? Well, the thing is this. Like we were saying earlier, excuse me, I'm up here burping and shit. Like we were saying earlier about, guys not vetting. A lot of times when you don't vet, you're going to have to charge chicks again because you messed up. So, just in general, you basically giving a woman any type of time, energy, and attention she didn't earn. You're going to eventually have to charge your chick to the game because she's going to start acting funny based on the fact that you gave her like time, energy, and attention. You see what I'm saying? That she didn't earn. That's actually what you're talking about on the Bad Boy Show today, about managing situations with women. You have to manage a woman's expectations and perceptions, right? Because what women do is, and we talked about this on the show, which is why you guys should go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario, is that women will sometimes mistake what you're doing because of what you do. They'll mistake you doing you for you doing what you do for them. Right? So they mistake what you do for you as you doing it for them. And when they think that you're doing it for them, that makes them start to act differently because they're acting based on the assumption you're doing for them. So I'll give you an example. let's say you are a consistent motherfucker, right? You basically do what you say you're gonna do. You're consistent. You keep things going in a certain way, right? So now, let's say you're consistent with a woman who previously was dealing with a lot of inconsistent niggas, right? So she starts to think you're consistent with her because you like her. She doesn't realize you've been consistent before you met her. You see what I'm saying? So she starts to think your consistency is as a result of you being interested in her versus you just being a consistent motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why you have to let a woman know based on how you are, interacting with her, that it ain't about her. You see what I'm saying? Because once she starts to think it's about her, then she's going to act like it is about her. And then you're going to get a lot of issues. You see what I'm saying? But we talk more about that on the Bad Boy Show. So make sure you check that out. Last question says, do you recommend FaceTime during online dating before meeting to avoid catfishing? You could, right? You could do that if you want to do that. Me, I don't necessarily I think that, and we talk about this on the online dating consultation, which all you guys should get. A lot of times FaceTime is more so if you are trying to, get her to come to see you at your place versus going out on a date. You feel what I'm saying? But we talk about all that on the Patreon. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, on Patreon, on the Shop Locario online dating consultation, which all of you guys should get. All right. So listen, guys, I'm about to wrap this up. Make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com, get on the online dating consultation. Go to masculineidentitymembership.com to get on the Zoom calls of Miles. Go to CunninghamElements.com to get your soap, parfum, and shea butter, right? And go to badboymembership.com to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. That's a fact. No free game. So make sure you guys, go and get that shit cracking. All right. So that's pretty much it, man. Listen, man, I'm about to head up out of here and I will holler at you guys later. And remember, people, the truth is inside you, and I'm out of here. Peace. These hoes fucking with their nose and their lips and they go around thinking that they hot shit. They cutting up their whole face, new tits look fake. Bitch, you need to stop it. You're getting Botox, trying to look young sounds fun until it's not it. You think you look better think again, because bitch, you are not lit. What the fuck's this about? You're so fucked and I doubt you don't even realize you don't look human. Lip injections look like you got punched in the mouth. That's that self-hate shit. That's what you do when you think you ain't shit. Only the real relate with. What I say, haters hate, I say this. Fuck that fake shit. Fake ass, fake tits, fake lips, fake that, fake this. I want a real bitch. 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 I want the real shit. Why are y'all so drastic? Your body is plastic, your mental is that sick. Not being dramatic, but one wrong move and you'll be in the casket. Y'all in a place where I can't be in. I'm a champion. I love myself. I'm happy in the skin I'm in. Why you wanna be in the skin of a Kardashian? Even these males want a facelift. They wanna be like a fake bitch. They wanna fake it till they make it. The fake call me a hater, but the only thing I hate is fakeness. That's the self-hate shit. That's what you do when you think you ain't shit. Only the real relate with. What I say, haters hate, I say this. Fuck that fake shit. Fake ass, fake tits, fake lips, fake that, fake this. I want a real bitch. 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 I want the real shit. Fuck that fake shit. Fake ass, fake tits, fake lips, fake that, fake this. I want a real bitch. 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 I want the real shit. I want the real shit.